Providential relationships is almost true in everyone's life when it comes to catalysts that help them grow. So here's some things that were written. Things like my spouse, my husband, or my wife, and they'll tell how. A college professor, a roommate in college, an accountability partner, a coworker, a community group leader, a neighbor, parents, siblings. These are all relationships that God used to really change their life. And we call them providential relationships because it's through God's providence, through his sovereignty, that he brought someone into your life. It's his kindness. And that relationship changed you. God used him. God used her. God used that group of friends. Providential relationships are the very reason that we have community groups. Community groups are for the intentional purpose of putting providential relationships in your life. In fact, when we do baptisms, just begin to notice, maybe you've noticed this already, but I would guess well over half of the baptisms that we do around here, the person that baptizes them is from their community group. Because in that relationship of a community group, they develop providential relationships that God used to change them. It's why we do community groups. And that's why that pile is so much larger than any other pile, because God tends to use relationships almost more than anything else. We think people learn most through, I mentioned it last week, need to know, need to grow moments in life. The reality is you need to be in providential relationships so when those need to know, need to grow moments happen, you have people that can help you interpret that moment. How do I think about this? What should I do? I'm struggling in my marriage. How should I respond? Here's what's happening at work, and having people be able to process with you, because if you're sharing on a weekly basis with a group of people that love you and love God, then you'll be at those need to know, need to grow moments, and you can grow. It provides connectedness. Number two, it provides a positive peer pressure. There's an incredibly powerful thing when you sit around in a circle and somebody begins to talk about how they're really working hard to grow at a personal discipline in their life. It begins to motivate others to say, I should be doing that too. When men and women split, maybe it's one of the men who talk about they're working hard at their marriage right now by doing these two things. And it ends up providing this positive peer pressure that other guys in the group want to do the same thing. It's an amazing thing that happens that only happens with intentional conversation that occurs. The third one is it provides a safe place to be honest. We all need a place that we can really say what's going bad and what we don't know what to do, and we need help, and people aren't going to condemn us and criticize us, but come alongside us and encourage us and challenge us when we need it. We think community group does that better than any place else, which is why we say that it is needed for all of us to be in providential relationships, for that connectedness, those need to know, need to grow moments, for positive peer pressure, for a safe place to be honest. But not just in a group for those purposes, but you can be a providential relationship for someone else. That's why we say we want everyone at Northridge to be part of a community group.